calling this our lightning round. And as we look out here to all 4,000 of you, one of the things we wanted to be able to do is share our vision, strategy, and direction across each of those 3 priorities and strategies that Pat mentioned earlier. So we're going to give each of these gentlemen 5 minutes to stand up and give you basically their elevator pitch as to why jointly we should be taking these 3 different solutions into the market. And to kick it off first with the challenge and the dare is Mr. Bill Fathers, our EVP and GM of our cloud services. Bill, you're up. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Just 5 minutes.
That's it. You might want this, Bill.
Good morning, everybody.
Bill, you might want this.
That's useful. It's going to be I've got 100 slides. Very useful. Great. Public cloud is part of all of our clients' vision of the future. Why wouldn't it be? The benefits are outrageously good. But so far, only 5% of workloads have moved to the public cloud, and I'm here to talk about how we, as an ecosystem, are going to help our clients move that next 10% of their workloads into the public cloud. Pat talked about building a bridge to the future, and that's exactly what the vCloud Air platform represents for our clients. I'm going to boil it down into 3 things. I'm going to talk about the value proposition to our clients, the benefits it's already delivering and the proof points, and then thirdly, what's in it for you. With so many professional salespeople in the room, I hesitate, but here's how we position the vSphere-based public cloud offering that we deliver as part of the vCloud Air platform, which obviously we deliver and many of our vCloud Air network partners deliver as well. We talk about the platform as being a vSphere-based public cloud offering based on the bulletproof hypervisor our customers have been using for decades to run their business. It's the only public cloud platform that comes pre-integrated with their existing environments. It's also built on the same software-defined data center software suites that they're using to run their on-premises environment, as well as the environments they're going to be running in the public cloud. And in terms of it representing cloud scale and economics, it's a public cloud platform that enables a few very important things. 2 key principles. Firstly, it delivers self-service, meaning that anybody within the enterprise can now gain access to the resources they need and get on that bridge to the future. And secondly, they pay for what they use. So as we're positioning it with our clients, the sort of hairs go up on the back of their neck and they get genuinely excited. They can see this as the safest path to the public cloud. Why safest? It comes in that network integration. It literally means the clients can think about extending their existing security perimeter into the public cloud. And that's the beauty of those NSX-based networking services we've recently announced. It's the easiest because they don't have to reinvent themselves. That simple. And it's the quickest because they don't have to rewrite their applications. It's extremely important. There's no modification needed. The application runs on vSphere today, it'll run on a vSphere public cloud. And more importantly, they know they're not getting on that bridge that's going to stop halfway across the river or the ocean. They know that we will continue to support all of the best-of-breed applications they're using to run their business today and the new applications like the Google Services announcement for tomorrow. Right, let's talk about client benefits. We've been really pleased with the uptake in terms of the breadth, the speed, the volume of clients embracing the vCloud Air platform. We're happy that it's been across vertical, across region, and across sizes. But most importantly, we've been looking for those clients that get unique benefit from the vCloud Air network platform in terms of its compatibility with their existing environments and deep integration. Let's just pick on a few clients. Harley-Davidson Systems, net new app development, mobile front end to an existing customer relationship database platform. Needed to connect back to legacy systems, couldn't do it on any other public cloud. Did it within days. Bluefin, SAP environments. Constantly spinning them up, spinning them down. Constantly doing new product cycles as they're building up new environments for new clients. Able to take that same gold image, know it's going to run in vCloud Air, bring it back on a vSphere on-premises environment. Could not do that on any other public cloud than the vCloud Air network platform. Nevro, very fast-growing company, wanting to expand in new markets and experiment. knew that they could recreate their existing application environment in any new market. East Coast, Europe, Asia, they could instantly recreate it. Couldn't have done that on any other platform. So we're really pleased that we're seeing this unique benefit being delivered the vCloud Air platform represents. What's in it for you? Deepening your client relationships. You help that client build that bridge to the future. The relationship you form with the client will be deep and long-lasting. There are, of course, many other people vying for that same position, but it's very important that you grab that first. So, it's time to embrace the vCloud Air, our hybrid cloud platform. It could be something that you want to help clients form their journey, shape their applications, so which applications they're going to move when, or be part of running and operating a service, either on top of or even using the building blocks of vCloud Air. And if you're an application or an ISV, this is the platform you want to make sure your application is running on. Bam, 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great job. Next, we're going to challenge Raghu. Raghu is the gentleman who came up with the term software-defined data center a little over 4 years ago. And not only come up with it, he defined what it is, how it's built, and how it's delivered to our customers. So Raghu's now going to share with you the value proposition of software-defined data center in 5 minutes and why we should partner and sell it to our customers. Raghu, you're up.
Thank you, Carl. Great job, Bill. Good morning, and welcome to Partner Exchange. I'm going to talk about the value proposition of SDDC and how partners are helping our customers, our joint customers, on the journey to the SDDC. I was speaking with the head of infrastructure for one of our large customers recently, and he said, I have these 3 challenges that I need to solve. If I solve them, then I'm a hero. If not, I better find another line of work. The first of these challenges is speed or agility. Delivering applications and infrastructure services at the speed that the businesses need, at the speed that the developers need. The second of these challenges is security. Securing these applications from all types of cyber threats. And the third of these challenges was IT economics. Transforming the economics of internal IT so that it's cost competitive with external clouds. Until recently, only the largest and the best run cloud scale data centers could solve this problem of all these 3 challenges. The reason they were able to solve these 3 challenges is because they adopted a fundamentally different architecture than enterprise IT. They adopted an architecture that's based on software. They turned infrastructure into software, and that delivered it as services with automating it every step of the way. We have taken the same architectural approach, adapted it to the needs of the modern day enterprise for security and governance and compliance and supporting all applications. The result is the architecture that we call the software-defined data center. This is the architecture that can solve this customer's challenges and many more like this customer. That is why we've seen a 20-fold increase in SDDC adoption in the last year, and that's poised to grow even faster this year. And that represents the opportunity for all of us. To build an SDDC, you start by virtualizing the compute, which all of our customers have already done. And then you virtualize the network and the storage, and you tie it all together with a layer of automation. And every step of this way, customers do this with the help of you, our partners. Let me show you a few examples. A global technology services company was able to deliver application and infrastructure and middleware services to their developers in 6 minutes flat. Before they adopted SDDC, it was months and weeks to deliver compute, storage, and network and middleware. This was possible with the help of one of the partners in this room, Advisors. This is a business transformation that could not have happened without SDDC, because they're now able to roll out new services in weeks as opposed to years. A global technology payments company wanted to protect their payment applications from application threats, from cyber attacks. They found NSX was the only effective solution to doing this, and secure PCI compliance along the way. And they did not do this by themselves. They did this with the help of another partner in this room, Triangle. A mid-tier hospital was able to deploy virtual SAN in a very short time with the help of this partner to totally transform the cost of operations of their data center virtualized environment. By the way, with virtual SAN, what we are seeing is every dollar of software spent results in an additional $4 to $5 of new hardware spent. Last but not the least, one of our global customers, a globally dispersed bank, is embarked upon a total SDDC transformation, not just technology, but people, process, organization, you name it, with a global SI. As you can see from these examples and many more, all of our customers, all of your customers, are laying down the foundation for their next generation infrastructure. And we jointly have the opportunity to become their trusted partner in helping them be successful in this transformation. Thank you very much.
Great job, Raghu. Next up is Sanjay Poonen. Sanjay's going to talk to you about VMware's end-user computing strategy. And over the last year and a half, Sanjay has injected into this business unit a vision, strategy, and direction. And he's also injected a tremendous amount of energy and excitement. And I'm sure you'll get to witness that here on stage. Sanjay, 5 minutes, it's all yours.
Thank you, Carl, and great job, Raghu and Bill. You know, Abraham Lincoln, doing 5 minutes is very tough. He was asked to give a 5-minute speech, and the reporter asked him, how long did you prepare? He said 5 days. And the reporter was stunned. He said, how long do you get ready to pitch a 30-minute speech? He said, I take 3 days. And the reporter was completely stunned. He said, how long do you take to prepare a 60-minute speech? And ready right now. So I've already wasted 18 seconds telling you a joke. I'll be even crisper. But everything about end-user computing is business mobility. In fact, we joke about inside VMware, you can end user computing if you don't think about the devices of tomorrow. Okay? And as we think about that, business mobility is not just about devices, it's about being on the move. So if you've got laptops and you're looking to have this be mobile, that's part of the business mobility vision. So what we've sought to do is, as you think about this, we created this vision that we talked about last year at PEX, which is allowing every one of you users to work at the speed of life. Which means in the consumer world, you don't lug around 300 CDs, you've got iPhone, you've got iTunes, it all comes to you. Netflix, you can go from San Francisco to Barcelona, you stop the movie someplace, you start exactly where you stopped. And this is so evident in the world of mobility, it's a very different user experience. When my twins were born, it took them 18 months, and they picked up the pinch and the zoom on an iPad instantly. And I thought to myself, I'm going to put a laptop in them on their laps in a few years, and they're going to expect the screen to pinch and zoom. That's the world we live in. And all of this is stretching all the way from desktop to Tesla. The difference is it's a very different world in the post-PC era. It was very 90% Windows and maybe a little bit of Mac, now Chromebooks. The world of mobile is heterogeneous. You need a Switzerland player that can manage and secure everything from iOS to Android to QNX and all the other pieces. To do that, we have built, as Pat pointed out, the world's most preeminent suite. You think of this as the equivalent of the vCloud suite if you're in the data center, or if you like productivity analogies, like the Microsoft Office suite in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, with 3 core pillars. Horizon Desktop takes care of all of your laptop and desktop assets in the Windows-related world. We've been innovating like never before, a torrent of innovation. And that's the reason we're growing in this space at double digits, while our competition is declining at double digits. We just announced today the acquisition of Immediate that takes app volumes and brings together workspace environment management. Very, very strategic. But then mobile, as Pat pointed out, AirWatch is hugely strategic. We had a gangbuster year, over 200 million bookings, the undisputed #1 in that area. And our vision is a world where there's more mobile devices than toothbrushes. I don't know if that's good or bad, but nonetheless, if it's mobile devices or machines, we've got you covered. Content Locker allows you to share information simply, seamlessly, all tied together with this workspace suite. Now, the beauty of what we can do is this is all nicely integrated to the software-defined data center. We like to use this analogy of a head and a body. Think about the head as what you see and user computing. The body being this great muscle of the software-defined data center, which typically has those three pillars that Raghu so eloquently talked about: server, storage, networking. We can integrate the server to bring you the types of things you heard in the launch yesterday, vSphere 6, 3D graphics like nobody else can do. We can guarantee you with storage virtualization that the cost of ownership of your solution will be 30 to 40% cheaper than the competition, because we invented storage virtualization with Virtual SAN last year. And then the crown part, what I'm most excited, you're going to see us doing things with software-defined networking in the types of microsegmentation and what we call a smart network that connects, whether it's Horizon desktops or AirWatch Mobile, into that smart network seamlessly. Nobody can do this. That is the benefit of the head and the body. And we then take this to you in solutions. People don't want to buy piece parts. You don't go and buy a car and then assemble the tires and the windshield wipers. You buy a finished solution. And all of those go by industry. You take, for example, in healthcare, we have a solution called Always On. Our vision is a doctor enters the office, has something on their desk, goes into the ward, they have something there on a thin client, they get on the road, they have something on their iPad, they can communicate with another doctor. You saw that at VMware. We have solutions of this kind in every single one of these 5 or 6 verticals. That's the way in which you can help us. And for partners, it's strategic in 3 ways. Number 1, you complete us. How? You take us to customers in ways we can never do on our own. Number 2, you have access often to CIOs that we can help you. Mobility is a door opener to the CIO. And number 3, we want to co-innovate with you. That means that you finish solutions, we start them, and together we take this vision to the world outside in all countries. Thank you very much, and hopefully that gave you a sense of our vision.
Thanks very much. So we just heard, if you will, an elevator pitch from our 3 fearless BU leaders, and we're not going to let them off that easy. I'm sure there's lots of questions all of you have out there, so I'm going to have a couple questions for all of you up here, starting with you, Bill. So, there's a lot of competition out there in the cloud. You just wake up and you watch the TV ads in the morning. It's one cloud company after another with their value proposition. How can you succinctly boil down what is VMware's value proposition? How do we differentiate ourselves in the market? And how do these people go out there and sell it?
Yeah, thank you. So we have a very integrated public cloud platform. We have an enormous installed base, and we're taking full advantage of the scope and scale of our partner ecosystem. The first 5% of workloads that move to the public cloud were easy. It's the next 10% that for all of us represent a $50 billion opportunity that have to be able to connect and be compatible with the on-premises environments. That's the key to the future. The ecosystem and the extent to which we're embracing the ecosystem to be able to help build, operate, and run those public clouds have an asset footprint around the world that dwarf the competition. So those 3 reasons are the reasons we're going to succeed and get as much of that next 10% workload on a vSphere-based public cloud as possible.
Yeah, that's great. When I opened up earlier, I spoke about a disruption to business models, and a lot of the people in the audience here have business models that has helped them be very successful over the last 1, 2, even 3 decades. How should they think about the value that they can bring their customers as it relates to vCloud Air and our vCloud Air network partners?
Yeah, I think it's about helping the clients build that bridge to the future. And if you're able to do that, you'll cement that relationship with the client whichever which way you go, in terms of the one-time services to help them determine the right strategy, which order in march they're going to move the applications. But then also, there's plenty of scope to help build services on and around this vSphere, highly compatible vCloud Air platform. So it's the one-time services and the recurring benefit. And of course, if you're an ISV, plenty of opportunity to make sure that yours is an application that's available in our marketplace and of course in our service catalog. So as clients are increasingly using self-service to consume applications, they can see the breadth of applications, including theirs, available on the platform.
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Raghu, for you, whether you go in or any of our ecosystem go in and articulate the value of the software-defined data center, very quickly the customer says, I got it, I want it. Mm-hmm. Over the last couple of years, right, we have this great vision, we're starting to execute on the vision, but there's still some complexity of deploying the software-defined data center in our customers. What are we doing inside of VMware to make it simpler to consume? And how can our partner ecosystem actually help our customers through this journey to the software-defined data center?
Yes, Colin. So a lot of us are familiar with ESX. When we deployed ESX, it looked and felt like an operating system, relatively simple. SDDC is much broader. It's an entire data center architecture. It's a distributed system. So by definition, it's more involved and more complex. Secondly, when you deploy an SDDC, it's not just the architecture, then there is a different operating model that results as well. So for all of these reasons, deploying an SDDC results in a significant opportunity for somebody to hold the hands of the customer and lead them through this process. And this is a significant opportunity for everybody in this room. Having said that, at VMware, we are investing significantly in ways by which we can accelerate this process and create new IP. We are creating validated designs, reference architectures by ourselves, as well as in concert with our technology partners. As you saw Pat talk about, Evo Rack and Evo Rail will be fundamentally new architectures that will dramatically simplify this process. And our PSO teams are busy creating the early deployment successes and taking the IP from that and preparing it for delivery to the partner community in this room. So those are some of the steps that we're taking to accelerate the deployment of SDDC and make our customers successful. But the net is, this represents an opportunity for all of us to step up and be trusted advisors to our customers.
That's great. Thanks, Raghu. So part of the SDDC architecture is NSX.
Right.
And looking out in this audience, I'm sure a lot of the partners in this audience sell networking solutions and probably primarily hardware networking solutions today. Here comes VMware, again, with innovative disruption, bringing NSX to market and driving a software-based networking solution into the market. How can they enjoy both pushing our software platform and disrupting the market, but also enjoy their existing relationships they have with other networking ecosystem partners?
Right. So once again, I'll draw an analogy to the early days of ESX that both of us were very familiar with. And I think it was you that said, ESX is the most disruptive technology in the market at the time. NSX is very similar, right? It's a layer of software that goes above existing network fabrics. And the customers have a choice of networking fabrics. They can continue to use the existing ones that are serving them so well, right? Or they can choose to build a new one. Either way, we help our customers with both. NSX works regardless of what's underneath. And in many cases, what we have found is this is an opportunity for customers, just as it was in the case of ESX, to bring new compute infrastructure. They've brought in new networking infrastructure, whether it's a more modern infrastructure from the same partner they have today or some other new partner as well. Secondly, it also opens up the opportunity for new security services from our hardware partners. As you well know, 80% of the spend in the security today by customers is on traffic going in, network traffic going in and out of the data center. 80% of the traffic between applications is inside the data center. Therefore, there's an enormous amount of unprotected application traffic that represents a new opportunity for the security ecosystem. And our trusted strategic partners like Palo Alto Networks and others are working with us to protect the application traffic inside of the data center. And that represents a net new hardware opportunity as well.
Yeah, that's great. So Raghu, years ago, as you said, the ESX, when it came to market, everyone said the server manufacturers would go out of business. When in reality, what it did is it drove a whole new set of innovation into the hardware platforms. And Pat was at Intel at the time. We worked closely with him, and we said, hey, how can we innovate in the hardware? So I think layering on NSX over this hardware infrastructure will drive innovation all the way around in a data center, but it will do it in a very non-disruptive way, yet disrupting traditional approaches to networking. So great answer. So Sanjay, how you doing?
Great.
Good. So Sanjay came in a year and a half ago and said we need to get in the mobile space much more aggressively, and I think the acquisition of AirWatch has gone extremely well for us, and it's been one of the most successful acquisitions, if not the most we've ever done. How can all of these folks out here start to enjoy, the great technology and our leadership position in enterprise mobile management with AirWatch?
Thank you, Carl, for all your support through last year and for every one of you partners. As I mentioned earlier, Mobility is very critical. Almost every CIO survey I look at says security and mobile are among the top 2 or 3 things, alongside many of the topics like cloud. So you can guarantee yourself this is an opener to the CIO's office. What we would love to do, the first half of the year, many of you were frustrated that we didn't open up the channel aggressively enough. We began to do that in the second half, and it was only because we wanted to make sure that AirWatch was successful. Often, a smaller acquisition comes in, we stomp all over it, and we don't have that momentum. So we're very careful in the integration process. But the second half of the year, we began to see more momentum. We put the product on the price list. We began to open up the channel. And our intent this year is to really start opening the floodgates. So we really want you, if you are not engaged with mobility and have an end-user computing strategy, I can tell you you're missing out on a huge tsunami of interest that's happening. Now is the time. There are lots of other point products in the market, but we're the only large cap company that's taking the space seriously, and we are the leader. So we would love to coordinate with every one of you partners. There's plenty of sessions here. Make sure you download this product. It's cloud enabled, easy, ready to go.
So Sanjay, internally you've set a lofty goal for the company and for your business unit to be the next billion-dollar business inside of VMware, both across your traditional VDI and end-user computing business as well as mobility. How can these people play a role, and what would be your advice to ask them for their help going forward?
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, in Procter & Gamble, many of the CPG industries, you're not relevant if you're not a billion. And, many software companies don't get to that size. Very few are fortunate to get to the size that we are, 6 billion. But we want to create a franchise in end-user computing. So if you've got the desktop space, my encouragement to you is to get really oriented around what we're innovating with Horizon 6 and some of the latest stuff. It's a torrent of innovation. Gartner rated us the highest we've ever been rated there, strong positive in the history of VMware, because of the lot of innovation going on there. And as it relates to AirWatch, we've got a fraction of the devices under management today that exist in the world. Okay, we're the highest in terms of any enterprise vendor managing devices. But we think there's 1 billion out there of devices, and the first vendor to get to 100 million devices, it's sort of game over. Okay? So as we do that, we cannot do that without you, whether you're a service provider, whether you're a telco, whether you're a system integrator thinking about mobility projects. That's the way in which we get scale. 15,000 customers today of AirWatch. We can't get to even a fraction of the 500,000 customers without the help of the channel. And the size of that business, if our goal is 1 billion, our thoughts are that the size for every one of you collectively is probably 5 or 10x that size. So you carve up 5 to 10 billion of end-user computing services or distribution revenue, and ask yourself how you want to divide it among the 4,000 people here. I think you've got a lot of opportunity.
That's great. Well, listen, Bill, Raghu, Sanjay, thank you for your passion and your leadership that you provide to our partners and to our company around your 3 priorities. And thank you for joining me on stage, and enjoy the rest of the conference. How about a warm round of applause for these?